Hello, this is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com, and this video is for Paul in North Carolina. This is the Mercedes S or SL600. Looks like an SL harness, to be honest, lengthwise, but S-Class harness is very similar to this one. It's the same engine family, it's just that the engine base larger on the S-Class. Well, anyway, Paul, so I worked on your harness all day today, and major areas are repaired, the most problematic areas. I'll show you in a minute. Now, first of all, you remember how it came to me. It was all like a bunch of wires and whatnot. This is disassembled right now. I'll show you another problem that I found on the secondary section. Well, the major issue was with mass airflows, as you know it. So mass airflows are done. This is one of them. So connector is redone. Wires soldered directly from terminal inside, and they went all around to terminals in the computer connector. As you see, they're soldered, and I also put some glue to hold them in place, because not only these connectors but others, they didn't hold too well. Basically the pin would fall in, so I had to put some glue just in case, because when it seems pretty dry, so I just put that as a precaution once you put computer in, so it won't come it won't just get loose and went down and will not make contact. So as you can see, these black cables, these are my wires. These are the new ones that I ran from mass airflow sensors all the way. This is another one right there. So this black one right here. So that's that. Both sides, of course. So first LH, second LH module connectors, they go directly in those. I rewrapped the portion that was opened up. So this is new tape, so it stays together. The original sealed, there's a sealant in there. It's sort of like rubberized sealant, sort of silicone, but it doesn't dry, so it is preserved. I left it alone. I fed wires through. As you can see, these are my black cables here, but this is the sealant. Very difficult to get through because one part is soft, the other one is hard, like epoxy. But I made it, so it's all original. Lens are preserved. Lens are exactly how they came from the factory. Now, if you would need to cut it open, like this particular portion gets really stiff when it's wrapped, and most of the harnesses, you don't see them wrapped like that. It's just like in a couple of areas, just like one band of wrapping, second one, third, just so you can move wires around. Again, you can just cut them open and just leave them exposed if you like, from this section over, because this one goes into the computer box. So this on this area definitely should be wrapped so moisture doesn't enter the computer box. Okay, so going further, this is another portion. That's the secondary one that goes on the other side there. We'll talk about it in a minute. The main engine harness connector, this is also rewrapped. Nothing to tell about. Oxygen sensor connections, that's just factory. It looks good. Just wrapped it a little bit here. Some of the areas that were loose I also wrapped around, like this area, and all of these wires going along. This is the secondary mass airflow connector. As you can see, it is done and soldered directly to the terminals all the way to the computer connector, so that is good. Now, secondary portion here, that's the one that goes across on top of the firewall there and goes on the other side of the engine to the fuse box on the driver's side now, and these wires go further. What happened here is the connector that was on the resistor, blower fan resistor, is just completely done. It's diminished, and the wires are also bad. That is sort of unusual to see something like that, but it is what it is, so we have to deal with this as well. See, this insulation flakes off completely, so this has to be fixed. The wire goes, one goes there, color doesn't matter, they're same color, it's a resistor, just changes the resistance, so it's not polarized. But I had to open it all along so I can just refeed the wire all the way to the other side. So that I'm going to do next. That is left, those two wires right there, and connectors now. Connectors, most of them are broken, some of them are not, like these one for example, these are fine. So this one seemed to be alright as well. Now this one seemed to be alright as well. These are the further connectors. This one is fine. This one is missing completely. I don't even know what this connector is for. It's a 3-pin, which is kind of strange. It could have went into some sort of a junction box. Doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem like it, but what could that be? I don't know. I gotta. Well, I talk to the tech. We'll talk about it. Maybe I'll find some sort of connector. Wire coloring here on the wires. Oh, I know what it is. I think you know what it is. This is the air conditioner. Yes, I think this is the air conditioner connector on the bottom. For the air conditioner pressure sensor, I think that's what it looks like to me, at least, and lengthwise and everything. That's what it seems like. It just a 3-prong right here, and so maybe that's what it is. So I mean, that's what I think it is. So that can just go right onto the AC compressor, and you know, if you have the connector, fine. If you don't, then I'll look for one. So that is needed. This one right here, number one. Then we go to these. This one is broken. One side is missing, only one side is on. This one is also broken. Both ends are broken off. This one is missing completely. So how many? This one is broken. So this straight pin connector is does not have a low retainer here. So let's see, this one seemed to be okay, and that's about all. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connectors to find. The resistor, I'll just leave it loose because I think your technician said that he was going to join the wires directly inside that resistor barrel that sits in front of the car. So I'll leave it to it. I'll just make them a little longer. I'll leave the same length, just make them come out like maybe a few inches, so you have room to work with. So 3-prong and 5 connectors altogether to be done, and a couple of wires. So this is basically it for now. Just wanted to show you the progress. I did check all the wires throughout the whole harness. These are the only ones. Those MAF airflows plus the resistor, those are the ones that are bad. All the other wires are fine, and they look just perfect. So that is the progress here. Once you get the harness, you lay it around, and you know, the way you would want it to be. These pretty much can just, these supposed to lay together. See, like this particular piece and this, they all lay together, but I did not put them together in terms of wrapping them because there's really little space there, so you might want to move them around to fit them in that channel. So therefore it's easier if they're not wrapped, and that's the reason why they wrapped it with a little distance, because you bend it easier, whereas that the solid one does not necessarily bend as easy as the one that is not wrapped completely. But in any event, all the lengths, like I said, are preserved. So if you just even align these things together, you will see even the bends are in the same areas pretty much. So that's gonna work just fine. I have no problems here with it. Alright, so this was the progress, and I'll let you know some old wraps here if you can see it. This is like, you know, the old wrapping and wires back down in there. So yes, I just want to show you the progress because it's been a while. I've been super busy at the shop, and today I just took the whole day and worked on that. Once I have the wire, you know, the connectors ordered and wire come in, it'll be pretty much faster. But these are the ones that took the most time Basically started at 10. It's 10 p.m. now. Well, I had lunch and all that, but long time. So just to make it look nice also, because you cannot just, I could have just dropped it all together. It would look terrible. Now it looks close to factory. So it looks good to me. I mean, it's great. Okay, well, this was Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Again, this harness for V12 Mercedes 92 to 95, S600, SL600s, 600 SEL, 600 SEC. So M120 engine made up to 95. Alright, this is Victor from RestoringMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.